nerds. Welcome to Geekbeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks like you. I am your host, Summer Punch. I'm so sorry about being late. I'm just going to blame it on ambiguous work things. But you know what? I'm here now, and I hope you can excuse my tardiness. With me, we have Chuck.
What's up, everyone?
And Syntell.
Yo, what's cracking?
Hey guys, how was your week? How was your week?
Oh, hold on. It's been good. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got like a really weird echo going on in my ear, but okay, there we go. All right, I'm up. Sorry. Had a small little audio issue, but
you and that damn PC. He has a
new
PC. He has a new PC, and he's been killing me with it all week.
Sorry. We're interrupting for some breaking news here. I've just got some highly classified intel. It's Syntell's birthday.
Yeah, baby.
Happy birthday.
Yo, I'm on here. Young baby. Yo, look at the baby face on me though, right? Like it's so youthful right now. You know, I don't know. I understand what's going on. I think it's because of the vegetables. You know, it's just you know.
Oh my God!
I look like a day over 14.
Oh man!
Yeah, babe. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even see it. That's crazy. That's crazy. You look
I'm just so cute. You want to just pitch these cute little bitty cheeks.
Weirdly believable. That's weirdly believable. I'm like, I'm a little thrown off by that.
Yeah.
It's his literal birthday. He was just born today. We've got a new person to interview. Syntell, what is it like on your first day on Earth?
I mean, you know, it's. Wait a minute, I can't even say myself. She's gonna looking at this stupid thing.
Oh Lord.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Yo,
it's Cairo's little brother.
It is. You just in case y'all wanted to know if Cairo's gonna be on the stream. This is Cairo.
So you are Cairo's brother and father. Oh, I don't know how that works out. Sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, you know, we kind of, you know, Horus is kind of like a bit of a Greekish kind of feel to it on top of the Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Greek gods got down kind of funny. Sometimes their mama be their sister at the same time. We kind of like that. So Cairo's like my brother and my son all at the same time.
Love it.
Yeah,
well, the only thing I heard about that is that you are a god, and I accept that. I accept that as a truth, a reality of this world that we live in. Because you know what, you pretty much act like one anyways. You're so godly and so kind. Now that we have gotten our most important news out of the way, I have to remind y'all in the chat that it is Friday. And you know what happens on Fridays? Happy hour happens on Fridays.
Happy hour. Baby.
Good job, kids. Happy hour happens on Fridays. You know what happens in happy hour?
What's that?
Drinks. And so first and foremost, we are going to drink to Syntell.
What?
Cheers. That's right.
His personality, his opinion.
Hey, put the other Syntell on, the one that can drink.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on before we get in trouble.
All of these great things about Syntell are what make this show a joy. Cheers to you, baby sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cheers
Thank
to
you. Hold on. While I drink, I'll be a grown adult. But then while we talk, I'm going back to baby me again.
I made a double date for you. I made a double today for you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be fucked up by the end of the show. In your honor, sir. In your honor.
You should.
She said, "In your honor."
I agree with that. Now, Mr. Birthday Boy, tell us what you are drinking today.
I'm about to crack open this blue label. It's just a little bitty, like teeny bit, but you know, because it's a special day, I do it from time to time. I got this beer on deck, and then I'm gonna have like a little bit of this blue label. A little snootiness is going on with this drink, and I'm gonna drink it with my pinky in the air.
That's sir.
Okay.
Wakanda. Yeah, boy, this bad boy up in this bad boy.
Pinky Wakanda.
Yes.
Pinky.
Wakanda.
There you go again with that pinky Wakanda stuff, fam.
Don't hate on it. Don't hate on it.
Chuck likes it.
Yeah.
Chuck
All right.
Okay. Chuck, what are you drinking?
Whiskey
That's
neat.
a beautiful thing.
Whiskey neat.
Whiskey neat. Bourbon neat. Woodford Reserve double cask.
Okay, I was like, elaborate. I'm gonna need to know a little bit more than whiskey. What's that? Woodford Reserve?
Woodford Reserve. Yep. Yes, Woodford County. Versailles, as we call it in Lexington. Okay. Most people call it Versailles around the world. We call it Versailles.
Oh, okay.
Versailles.
I gotta love the South. Gotta love them.
Like
down
not
there.
Louisville, it's Louisville.
Louisville. I had to go to Louisville like a last year or the year before or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm going to Louisville, Louisville, and people
Louisville.
were so mad.
People like, what? No, it's
The Ville.
Louisville.
There's an S in there. And even, I don't know, there's like, and I was like, sir, can you tell me how to pronounce it? He's like, Louisville.
Louisville.
And I was like, I didn't hear what you said.
Versailles.
Did you say that again? Louisville.
Louisville. Yep.
Hey, and he already says it too. He says it so authentically. I can't even get that kind of authentic with it. He'd be like, Louisville.
Versailles. Where you from,
Yeah.
Versailles?
Just a guttural sound is the name of the city, actually.
Mhm.
It's a guttural.
People like, you mean Versailles? Nah, it's Versailles.
Versailles. Oh, I like that. I'm like, so there's some things
Right.
that drop and some things that get emphasis.
Yeah, right.
You know, I like that. Okay. Chat, what are you drinking? I need to see some drink names.
For real.
The funk's like, I'm drinking on bottled water, spring water. Nobody cares about that. Don't even announce that ever again.
No,
Never
we
ever
have
announce it.
to accept it. We can't. We have to be inclusive about people who don't want to drink. I mean, do we? I feel like my
Say
instinct is
Kool-Aid or
like
some
nice,
soda. Water's good
Soda
for you.
water.
It's the only thing in the world that's really good for you.
And you need to drink more of it, by the way.
We do.
Good on you,
looking
dude.
back.
But that's not what happy hour is about.
No, it's about
drinking
getting
what's
faded
good.
and laughed.
It's about doing what makes you happy.
That's what I'm
celebrating
saying.
Syntell today.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
what I'm
Celebrating
saying.
Syntell. Today
know
I
it.
am drinking grapefruit juice. Can you see it?
Yeah, we
Grape-
see-
Oh, you
Little
always got the
orange
fruitiness
lime
on
in
deck.
there.
I know it.
I was
she
running
does.
crazy late, but I didn't show up without a drink. I took the time to make this cocktail. And you guys know at this point, I'm very good at making cocktails. I can make it in
Yes, you
like
are.
30 seconds flat.
Mm-hmm.
So I took 30 seconds more after being that late to make this cocktail. So
Okay.
it's what is it?
So describe it.
Cucumber.
Describe it to us. Okay.
What's that now? What's that?
I said describe it. I want you to go ahead and describe it. Give us a
Oh,
visual
yeah.
detail
I like
of
to.
how
this
it's
is
ravishing those
basically-
taste buds.
This is basically a paloma, like a summer. It's a summery drink.
Mm,
Get it?
mm. Let's see what you did there.
Is grapefruit juice really like you gotta buy nice shit? You can't just like cheap out on this stuff because it makes a difference. Grapefruit juice, a wedge of lime. I actually put orange bitters in it, and then of course a base of tequila. But it's like a cucumber jalapeno infused tequila, so you get that cucumbery, spicy taste in this paloma. It's
Do
divine.
y'all see us on Twitch? Just to
Divine.
interrupt real quick. Do y'all see us on Twitch? Are we moving? Cause it's
Oh,
frozen.
yeah, I see you.
On delay.
Okay,
I see you.
cool. Cause it's frozen
I
on
see you
my
on Twitch.
screen for some reason.
Yeah, I
check
think I'm
again.
gonna refresh that.
No, we good.
We're moving. Cool.
Sure, I feel
cool.
like we're lagging behind.
Yeah, we're
like-
we always lag about 5 to 6 seconds naturally.
Yeah.
Not this much. This one feels like a super lag, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Like-
Yeah, it's about 5 seconds.
Okay,
So
cool.
chat, just so you know, we're about 6 seconds in the future. I'm sure you guys already understand how
Yeah.
Twitch works.
Yo, the
but
future is amazing
future
out here. It's all
it's
of the
pretty
colors.
cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool out here.
Yeah.
Everything is still ruined, but for the most part, we're having fun. So
Yes,
I'm excited for you
we
to get
are.
here. We're always gonna be ahead of you though, so we're not, you understand how it goes.
We're never behind you.
They're behind us, yes.
They're always behind us.
Should we do news today, or should we just shoot the shit about something? I don't know.
You
Yeah, I
just
mean,
shoot the
you
shit
know.
about something.
But I don't. I think my best like random ass topics come up when I'm drunk. So
Yes.
Give me a
You see,
moment.
we over here
was-
we over here just trying to get right. All right, so quick conversation while you going ahead and fueling up. So you had said something regarding what was it? Squid Game, right?
I've
Anybody in the
heard-
chat watching Squid Game? Anybody in the chat watching Squid Game? I'm just running.
I've heard a lot about it. I heard it's like #1 in on Netflix right now,
It's-
which is kinda
it's-
cool because it's like dubbed in English, right? Or it's like
Yeah.
it's got
Yeah, it's
subtitles.
English.
Subtitles, not dubbed.
No, it's English dubbed. It's
It got
English
English
dubbed
Oh, it
as
is?
well.
it.
Oh,
It is charted to be Netflix's #1 show of all time.
yeah, that's cool.
Let's put it
That's
this
cool
way,
that foreign film is series even.
Yeah, the young lady that plays one of the central characters,
Mhm.
she gained over 9 million Instagram followers in the span of a week. In
Wow.
1 week, 9 million followers.
Wow.
That's how popular the show is.
So all I
Yeah.
have to do is get on Squid Games, or
Yeah.
just get.
Squid
I'm
Games and you
assuming
good.
she's brutally murdered in some way or another. I don't want to get brutally murdered to get that many followers.
I don't. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's
understand.
it's like it's Squid Game then Casa de Papel, or Money Heist in English, as they call it. Those
It's
are
like what now?
Casa de Papel. House of Paper, Money Heist, Money
their
Heist in English.
people
So
are
that was
losing-
like the number one
losing
show
their mind over
for the
Money Heist.
longest time.
It
And
still
that's when-
is.
Yeah, it's
No,
the number one
yeah,
show.
yeah. I think it still is.
Yeah,
like for this year.
It's so crazy
highest
because
grossing.
Money Heist, when it first came out, it was marked as a failure. It failed because it was a Spanish show in Spain, and nobody watched it in Spain. But it went at, when Netflix exported it into Latin American speaking countries and Africa and in Asia, it blew up.
It's doing really well in India.
It was like the number
it's
one.
like-
It was like the number one series in like Afghanistan and Dubai.
Yeah.
It was like number one in Nigeria. It's number one in Korea. It's like, how's a Spanish TV show number one everywhere? And it happened. It happened.
Was it good?
I want to say it's
It's
like
good.
5 parts too.
It's good. It's
It's like,
fifth season,
5
fifth
parts
or
or something.
sixth
Yeah, 5th season.
Yeah.
It is killing. It's like a cash cow for Netflix
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
If you guys were to make a show and it was autumn, you don't have to worry about pitching it. It's just you just accept the fact that whatever you guys make is going to be like Netflix's biggest show. They're going to put all the money behind it. What is the premise of your show?
Oh, I already know what I do.
Go ahead, go for it.
All right, so I would retell Disney did a property back in the day called The Song of South. You can't find it anywhere. It's probably one of the most obscure properties.
It's
in
hard
the
to find.
world.
I know that
Hard
one.
to find.
Yeah, you could. Like,
I would remake it. Yeah, I would remake it and turn it into a horror movie, The Song of the South, and have Uncle Remus be like a Jason Freddy walking and stalking and murdering everybody, and then that's what Uncle Remus said. Yeah, zippity doo dah as he's murdering people.
I love that. That's,
Yeah.
that's a good
Y'all
idea.
gonna be stealing my idea.
Okay.
You
can
can.
Can I be in it? You can kill me out first.
Absolutely.
You can kill me out first if you like.
I'll keep it to the end of the movie.
Okay. No, but you should be because black people always get killed off first.
Right.
I'm not black. I'm lighter skinned. Don't kill me before any white people. Definitely kill them first. But kill me soon after the white people. That's fine. I'm okay. I'm fine with that.
Song of the South. You can still ride Song of the South though in Splash Mountain. They still have remnants of it. You don't hear Zippity Doo Dah playing in it anymore. They removed that song.
Wait, is Zippity Doo Dah, is that racist?
Yeah.
Somehow it's racist.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is the song racist?
Yes.
I know Song of the South is racist, but I don't know if Zippity Doo Dah is. I'm not sure.
It's the whole entire song has a whole verse. And
Zippity.
I think they freely used the word nigga in it, something like that.
Wait, what's the? I just say
They,
it.
so Brer Rabbit. They actually.
Zippity Doo Dah
They,
mean, though?
it's
just like-
part of the song.
Okay, it's not-
It's just like it's just the thing. I guess like back in the 1800s, they're like, "How's your day?" It's like it's a zippity kind of day, baby. Zippity doo dah.
Should we bring it back?
I don't know.
Wait, is it
No.
racist? Let's not bring it back if it's racist.
I don't know. That's a really good question. You would think I would know that, right? I don't know if
What's
zippity
that?
doo dah is racist,
You
but I
just
know
said it's
the
racist, Jack. How is it racist?
I know the Tar Baby.
It was
definitely
made in
racist.
1940.
What is a reason?
It's a minstrel song. It's a minstrel show song, and it's made like a minstrel show. So all the black characters that are
default.
cartoons are really ignorant and poor and dumb and stupid and slow, and they made it
Brer
that
Bear
way.
and Brer Rabbit.
Brer Bear and Brer Fox are the black ones, and Brer Rabbit is the smart white one because he's quick and everything.
Of course.
And the fox is slick and trying to always conniving, and the bear is just big and dumb.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. Yo, you get Uncle Remus and he sees these characters to help aid his fictional, psychopath.
I think they should remake the
psychopathy.
song, but Disney Plus won't even put it
Awesome.
on the network. It was
No,
It was released
they're-
in
they're not gonna do
1946.
Yeah.
It was
It's
released in
done.
1946. So
I just learned today that that the rhyme, the nursery rhyme, fuzzy wuzzy, was
Fuzzy Wuzzy was
that
a
one is
bear.
really I learned the racist roots of that one today.
Is it? I've been saying that
Yeah.
since I was a little
Mhm.
kid. It's racist.
Wait,
Really?
you can
Fuzzy
say
Wuzzy
since
was a
you were
bear.
kid? Because I like said it in my head and I was like, I don't see the racism. It turns out fuzzy wuzzy
Wasn't
was
fuzzy,
very-
was he?
was a racist slur. Fuzzy wuzzy itself was a racist slur, right? Because
Never
that
knew
was a nickname that they gave to dark-skinned people with curly hair. So basically, a lot of that. And that was what the British would call them. And when you think about it, I'm like, Fuzzy Wuzzy. Yeah, that sounds extremely fucking British because they like dilly dilly lop, just like fucking say weird shit like that. So Fuzzy Wuzzy was actually like a slur nickname that they just gave to Black people. So like Fuzzy Wuzzy was there, but Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Which, because if you try to follow the logic, there's no real logic if you think it's an animal. But Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair because it was a human.
Yeah, it was a Black person.
Damn it, fucking white people.
They nail it every time. They
nailed it.
It's like the ice cream song. Like the ice cream song.
What's that?
There's an ice cream song.
The jingle for the ice cream song.
Wait, Paul, excuse me. Paul just subscribed for 8 months. Paul.
Nice, Paul. Thank you.
Paul.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you from our hearts, the three of us.
Yes.
Yo, man, like you.
Okay,
happy birthday, Syntell from Paul.
White people.
Thank you.
White people.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. We appreciate it. Tell all your friends to join us, Paul. We gotta have you on the show.
Your friends. Bring your fucking friends, man.
Yeah.
Bring your people.
Yeah.
Bring your fucking friends, man.
Jeremy Germ came and gave us a gift too yesterday. I didn't see that yesterday.
Jeremy Germ is so generous. He gives a whole damn PC. A whole damn PC.
So y'all remember the ice cream song? Ice Cream Man's coming. The jingle you hear on the trucks and stuff. Yeah, the ice cream song.
Yeah,
so that song is called "Niggas Love Watermelon."
What?
And it's called "You Niggas Quit Throwing Them Bones and Come Down and Get Your Ice Cream." Black man goes, "Ice cream." Then the lyrics go, "Yeah, ice cream. Colored man's ice cream. Watermelon."
Oh my god!
I can't.
It's not even like slick racist. That's just
no. Why would they be
straight up? It's exactly what you think it is.
It is. And it said, and it goes in the chorus is "Nigga love a watermelon, ha ha ha. Nigga love a watermelon, ha ha ha." That is the chorus.
Wow.
Stop.
That's not nice. That is
no more.
That is some mean shit right there. Wait, what is the tune of that song though? You're saying that song, but I don't know what song you're talking about.
I thought it was like an old like Southern song, because most of the ice cream trucks when I was a kid was no, that's do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you time in the night? Can you time in the bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a cotton or something? Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's probably racist.
It is
probably. It is. I'm sure it is.
All these songs were written like in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah. I gotta look.
Turkey in the Straw.
There's this woman on TikTok. I don't know her name, but literally her whole account is taking like lullabies and old songs and like nursery rhymes and stuff, and then like she plays herself where she's like singing the cutesy lullaby, and then her other version of herself is like, you know what that means, right? And then the cutesy version is like, it's just a cute song. And then she proceeds to like break down the fucking destruction, the evil, conniving, like the racism, all the fucked up shit that is embedded into nursery rhymes, as she proceeds to make the other version of herself be like, oh, why is it so weird?
What you're doing, Trey, is the watermelon song. That is the song.
Huh?
The song that he listens to.
I was trying to look at the history of it.
Yeah, it is.
And it is, yo. I'm sitting here, the turkey in the straw. I never knew that. AKA Zip Coon. The ice cream truck is racist.
Yeah.
No, the ice cream truck can't be racist. I was chasing the ice cream truck when I was a kid.
Let me tell you something.
I wasn't chasing
everything that white people were doing in the 20s in America was racist.
Why would you do that? The ice cream truck is supposed to be pure. This is the last bastion of innocence. And you're going to sit there and talk about it's about coonery and watermelon? I can't take it.
Coon loves a watermelon.
Damn.
That's
guys.
Okay. Yeah.
There's another something happy
song.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm
moving to a happy place.
I'm trying. I don't know how we got here. I don't know. Okay, I don't know how we got here, but I think I remember asking you what you.
We got to dig ourselves
what we will make. What movies we'll make. What movie?
Yeah. I said, well, you know what? That's my fault because I was the one that said Song of the South. So I was the one that put
Yeah,
these
It's
different
your
races.
fault
It
today.
made
It's
it made
on
a
me.
horror
It's
film.
Chuck's
That's on
fault,
me.
but it's
That's
you
on me.
today. It's okay. You
That's
get a
on
It's
pass.
usually Chuck's fault. Dang, Summer. Dang. I just make us dark. I bring
You love
dark
to talk about serious shit, and we're like,
I don't mean to make
that's
people
what makes
cry.
you great. You are a deep person that doesn't pussyfoot
think-
around shit.
No,
Wait, is
At
that
all.
racist?
Not at
That
all.
sounds racist.
No,
now.
Chuck
Texas?
don't pussyfoot around.
No,
Damn,
not at all. Why would I? Why
No,
would
you
I?
do
damn
not.
thing.
Fuck,
Nope.
Yeah.
Take it to the face. That's what you do.
Yeah, like here.
You make us do too.
You know?
Okay, Chuck, what is the movie that you
So,
would make?
I wouldn't make a movie, I make a show, and I'm gonna give y'all a
Okay.
real pitch.
Okay.
It's actually called Reality Hammer. It's about a young woman named Olive who finds a stone that allows her to turn it into a hammer that cracks realities. So she actually jumps through metaverses.
Hey.
Me and a friend wrote this like 3 years ago. It's a show. So it's her and her 4 friends. We say it's Avatar: The Last Airbender meets Doctor Who.
Get the fuck out.
That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
That's
Get
a
the
pretty
fuck
good
out. I will watch
mashup
that.
merge.
I will
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah. And it's Olive and it's Christo. He's the black guy. Olive is Korean and white. There's Nico. He goes by Burn, and Nico is a Maori. And there's Maya. She's Indian. And it's like they're a bunch of grad school students, and she finds this stone that's unique, and she's actually studying it. She cracks reality with it, and they fall through another universe. And what they learn is this: the universe is expanding. You know, they call it the blue death. The universe is expanding. Apparently, it's not supposed to do that in this world, and it's their job to keep the universe together. Because if they don't, Earth is on destined. The entire Milky Way is on destined to get wiped out. So they go through. So this group called the Known go through, and they come and grab the most sentient species on the planet that's gonna get wiped out first, which is Earth in the Milky Way, and grab them and say, hey. You have one job. You have to be the custodians to hold the universe together. And all the other races are doing the same thing on their planets and in their universes, trying to hold the universes together.
Well,
And they think they're doing good work for the Known, but then we have a twist like season 2, season 3. We bring in a new character, and you're like, hold up. But with the first episode is really dope. Everybody loves the first episode because the first episode is set up like a propaganda film.
Okay.
And you go through a museum of the history of humans, and it's really to encourage them to take part in this ritual to actually hold the universe together. And there's a scene towards the end where there's statues of all of them hanging up and has a descriptor for them all, and one of the characters doesn't like it and calls out what's going on the screen. Like Maya, she's Indian, she's British Indian, but there's another version of her that lives in the universe. And when they come close together, they swap. And so they think she's bipolar. Then there's Rex. Rex is Swedish, but Rex actually has autism.
Okay.
He has Asperger's. He's high functioning Asperger's. And you find out who they all really are and how everything was planned for them to actually meet each other. It's really dope. It's a really dope story. We put some work
love
into
it.
this. But it's a
Yeah,
cartoon. It'll be a cartoon.
Okay. It's reminding me a lot of Loki because it's like there's somebody that is, or like there's a destiny for the multiverse. You know, there is shattering time. I like that.
My business partner from Two Hemispheres, he flew in for me. We worked on it for like 1 week. We just went hard and worked on it. We're like, this is dope. We tried to get a couple of pitches in, and the New Zealand government was going to cover it, but some things fell apart for that. But the multiverse is popular now.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like it's just accepted truth now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but it's an easy it's really easy for storytellers because it's the Rick and Morty effect. Because all bets are off. If you have a multiverse, anything is possible, right? So whatever the craziest thing you could possibly think of, you can implement because there's a multiverse somewhere in the infinite universes that whatever crazy thing that you're thinking of can be used and be explored. You know, that's some of the fun parts of what make Doctor Who so great too, because you can bounce around to so many different types of situations, and you're not limited by the realms of, you know, regular humanity and regular life. So, you know, multiverse it's the way to go.
And
that's why they
rules,
got that's why Sony has the Spider-Verse, and now we got a multiverse with Marvel, and there's hints that even some of the Marvel universe might have leaked into the Star Wars universe based off of some of the what ifs. There's multiverses. Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff, but it's an easy out if you're a writer. That's why that's why it's so embraced.
I mean,
I think that's so insightful, Syntell, but I just can't take anything you say seriously right now because you are
baby face.
You baby. You're so cute. Okay, all right.
I thought you. I'm pitching my own cheeks. I'm like, oh, look at you. Look at
y'all are
you.
ridiculous.
Weirdly
Y'all,
believable, and I keep forgetting.
that's
you
that Snapchat filter, boy.
Is that what's going on? Is it Snapchat filter? How are you integrating into Zoom?
Yeah, it's a Snapchat filter. They got it's like a Zoom chat or something. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, you can download and have your Snapchat filters in Zoom.
Yeah.
So you can, so I can hop on Zoom.
Is it too distracting? I know it's kind of distracting.
I can hop on Zoom and be a woman.
No, don't turn it off.
Turn it off.
We're staying.
You know, I can be anime Syntell.
Ooh.
I mean.
Don't do that.
But my lines are right though.
Good.
My lines are right.
At you.
Yeah.
Looking like a superhero. I'm going to start singing R&B songs and stand up and start dancing.
All I can figure out how to do is raise my hand. What the fuck do I do?
Power up with the birthday.
It's your birthday. Power up.
Okay, well, but I do like the baby though. The baby's just funny.
Wait, you're such a good anime character. I remember turning on the anime filter on Snapchat, and I looked like a fucking B character. Like I don't know. Like I was like the girl that gets dumped in the beginning, and I don't know. Just it's not a good.
You silly.
Like,
you silly. You're the girl that gets dumped in the beginning. You stupid.
Yeah, and for like a good reason too.
You
know,
were
like,
Violet from Incredibles.
Like, she deserved it somehow.
So Summer, what's your dream project? Unlimited budget, everything you want to do.
I don't know. See, this isn't a good question for me because like I'm not a creative and I'm not in the film industry, right? Like I'm in the video game industry. So I've never even entertained the thought of like what would I create if I made a story. I don't know.
Storytelling. Be it a video game, you could be a storyteller. You could be a storyteller if you write graffiti on the side of a wall. You could be. That's true.
That's true. I grant you that. If I would, okay, let me adapt it to my world. If I were to make a video game, which is something I have thought about a lot, I would make it like definitely a narrative oriented game. But the thing that I dream about the most is actually the art style of the game. I would make it like an 8-bit kind of game. So there's this game that like, I don't know, not a lot of people know about, but it was actually featured on PlayStation Plus like several years ago for the month. And it was called Dear God. Celeste is also a good example, but I would make it more beautiful than that. But I just love like beautiful 8-bit art. You know, like Firewatch was also like a really gorgeous game. I would make something that would be just like breathtakingly scenic and something that you could find yourself in and just lose yourself in that world. And it would probably be like more open world because that's my favorite type of game, or like an open world RPG is probably what I would make if I could make any game at all. And that the thing is like those are the narratives are those kind of games are very loose, right? Like you have a general overarching situation, but it's not a narrative driven game. But if I were to make, maybe I would make a narrative game too, though, because Celeste. Have you guys ever played Celeste? It won Game of the Year like a couple years ago.
It's nice.
It's really good.
I've heard about it, but I haven't played.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
It's so good, and it's about this girl who climbs a mountain, and she climbs it alone, and she finds people along the way, like a witch and a shaman, I think, and it's all about like, I don't know. It's been a couple years since I played it. So Chuck, tell me if I'm wrong, but it's basically like her inner dialogue with herself. Like you play through the game and you realize it's actually, she's not really talking to anybody. She's just talking to herself and working through her depression, I think. Did I remember that right? It's very profound. I think it's very profound.
Is she? Yeah. I forgot the character's name. Like Madeline or something.
Is it not Celeste?
No, it's the mountains. The mountain's name Celeste.
Oh, yes,
Celeste.
And it's also like it's just a crazy hard platformer game.
Yes.
So it's like it challenges you too. It's a good game. And I love puzzle games in general. Any sort of like puzzle. That's why I've always loved Tomb Raider. Is like Tomb Raider at its core is a puzzle game, right? It's action adventure, but really it's a puzzle game. And I
it's
like
puzzle with some occasional shooting from time to time.
Not
At least
now.
the original.
Yeah,
it's a little. It's changed a little bit.
The new one is
from
shooting.
the original origins.
You putting in work. You putting in work
and survive. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Summer. Please finish your thought.
No, that was it. I don't know what the story would be, but I would make it intense because I like talking about intense shit. So I would make it like profound and intense. But I don't know how to get there. I would just tell a writer to do that. Like, can you figure out how to make it intense? Because I don't know how to do that. I would want it to be. I would want it to be. And maybe something to do with multiverse because I fucking love any show that has to do with the multiverse. And any sort of like psychedelic aesthetics, like when Doctor Strange came out, I was like, I fucking love this shit.
This is my jam. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, this is my jam. My business partner hit me up. He was like, look like they're making our fucking game. I said, no, they're not making they're making our anime. I said, they're not making our anime. Our anime is different. Our anime is Avatar: The Last Airbender meets Doctor
Who. Is everybody caught up on What If?
I am now because of you guys last week.
Okay, yeah. So apparently, like, as it's a bit of a spoiler for anybody that hasn't seen it. I won't get into the super depths, but as they're like breaking through the different dimensional portals, apparently there's a planet that was the same planet that Darth Vader ended up getting burned up on. That's featured on there. So that's Disney kind of like bringing in and melding in like the Star Wars universe.
Really? What episode? Do you remember?
This is the last one. It's the last one.
Oh, the one with
Yeah. When certain people are fighting, I'm trying not to be a spoiler too much with to anybody that may not have seen it. But as they're breaking through all the different dimensions and you see like different worlds, one of those worlds is where Darth Vader, where Anakin turns.
Say.
How do you feel about that? Do you want those universes to collide?
No.
Because I do feel like we have so much Marvel, and I love Marvel. So I it's hard to like criticize it because I enjoy what they're doing, but also it feels like it's consuming the film industry, and that there's nothing that can be good without it being Marvel.
I'm gonna say this.
I feel like that was too much of a hot take. I don't even know if I agree.
Don't trust the internet. Don't trust the internet because I deal with both of those franchises. Don't trust the internet.
Okay, but then there's also,
what do you
but
mean?
there's also, but Star Wars has also delved into other deep waters because remember in the Star Wars universe when the Senate is being called together and Senator Palpatine is about to talk about their secession and have their vote. You see them dip into the world of E.T. as well because you see some of E.T.'s characters. I don't know if I'm kind of old as an 80s kid. There was a movie called E.T. It was a massive hit.
We know
it's this funny looking alien. Yeah, I know. But there's some people that may not get it. In case
everybody knows
E.T. But E.T. was in the Senate, like that species of animal. So there is there has been like jumps into other properties that Star Wars has done. So, but if if the guru himself says may not necessarily believe everything you hear, then I would listen to him.
I don't know. There's something uneasy about that merge over because one, I don't really like Star Wars that much. I mean, it's fine. I watch it, but I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Like I felt like the Star Wars bros were a barrier to entry into the nerddom. That kept me from realizing that I am a nerd, right? But there's just something, I don't know, really bro-y and if it's also mainstream at the same time. I mean, I know everybody says that about Star Wars, right? But it was like the coolest. I don't know. That's not the right word. Anyways, I don't like people who are overly into Star Wars. They tend to not be they're not very cool as a group. How about that?
That's fair to say. I love Star Wars, and I'm not.
They're gatekeepers. Star Wars has a lot of gatekeepers. I will absolutely agree with you on that.
Very concise and accurate, much better than I said it.
I love Star Wars, and I think the movies are
I mean, can we all admit the movies are just not actually good?
They have 2 good movies out of 9.
Like I remember
2 out of 9.
2 out of 9.
2 out of 9. They're 2 out of 9.
But like this isn't
2 out of 9 good. And it's like they're good movies. They're not great. They're good.
they're like nostalgic, but I wonder why it was at the time that they broke through. What were they like?
First ones to
Innovative?
do what they did. They were the
Yeah,
first.
I mean, nobody had ever seen anything on that level ever. That's why Star Wars is so groundbreaking.
So wait,
Like,
what was it that was
Visual
new?
effects.
yeah, the visual effects. Nobody had ever seen anything like that.
Lucas
Like, nothing.
Lucas built it
at least
all on
on that level. At least on that level.
Hmm.
No, but so that's why.
How many
the
times
story
can you
was
Have like
decent.
animatronics in it though? Like what was so cool?
the scenes, the lightsabers, all that was visual effects.
It
I'm
was
like,
just good cinematography.
good. Nah, the cinematography is okay. It's not good, but the special
I don't
effects are really good.
Well, let's put it this way: it was so good what they brought as far as the technological advances in Star Wars that it launched an entire production company called Industrial Light and Magic that became the standard
ILM.
for all special effects for like 20 years.
They're the penultimate.
Like it was like
They're
it was
still
like
the
them,
best.
and then there was nobody else. I mean, Weta is arguably kind of good.
Weta
Well,
is
at least it
good,
was.
but
Well,
it's
at
not
least
like-
it was.
Yeah,
It
still
was like
is.
10 years ago.
It
I
still
don't know
is
how
good.
Weta
They're
is
still
now.
good. They're just not on the level of ILM. ILM is
But
next level.
ILM, I don't think ILM changed the way we saw cinema. That's how crazy Star
use
Wars
of green
was.
screens. They
Yeah.
used blue screens back in the
Yeah.
day. He was the first one to use a lot of blue screens.
But here's the thing.
Creation of
Here's the
creatures and
thing.
miniatures and models.
The thing about when you talk about special effects is that we get so caught up in it and we start thinking and labeling things as the greatest of all time, but nothing beats time like story. Nothing is more important. You'll hear me on this platform say it a million times over. I don't care about special effects. I don't care about actors. The story is what beats time. The original Star Wars, the story isn't as strong as it used to be. And now that the special effects have kind of passed, the love and the adoration that the original series has may not necessarily be as strong as it used to be. But the special effects was absolutely groundbreaking. There's very few things that where solely special effects maintains their popularity. Story is the only thing that beats time. But at the time, Star Wars had both. It had a really, really good story that nobody had really seen, and the most mind-blowing special effects that nobody had ever bared witness to. And that's why it's legendary.
So that's why people get so mad that they went back and like did CGI
He
for
CGI'd
because I remember that was people were very upset about that.
Because understand what Star Wars did. Everything was practical effects too, for the most part. Like
For the most part,
they made a lot of sets, like the
it was
Death Star,
right? Or like puppets.
they're all models. So models and puppets.
Actual
Models
models.
and
Like
puppets.
all the vehicles were models, and they flew them. They put them on strings,
And that's why they look so good.
They
too.
look really good. They look.
Yeah.
They designed them. They didn't print them out. They actually cut them and glued sticks together. It's amazing what they did.
It was a massive ordeal. Massive.
I think I told you guys this before, but since we're talking about Star Wars, I had never seen Star Wars until I was in college. And then the person that they were like, you should watch Star Wars, but you should watch it in this order. And so I actually watched it in episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. No, I liked it. I liked it. Because one, I had a completely different experience than everybody else.
I believe
right?
that.
And so and on top of that, like the spoiler of like Luke, I am your father. Like I didn't even have to see Star Wars. Like there was just such a cultural thing that I already knew that was coming.
Right.
But I didn't know who was whose father. Right. So when I watched 1, 2, and 3, and then I got into I think 4, and I realized that Anakin was Darth Vader. It like shattered me. It shattered me. I remember I was like distraught. I was devastated for days. And I was so fucking affected. And I was like, no, Anakin, no. I mean, like you look back on it and you're like, okay, yeah, I guess I can see that. But I didn't know it going into it. And it was just like, I like that they made it in a way where if anybody did watch it that way, like I did, that it was still like a huge like twist, you know? It was like shocking to me. You know, they didn't spoil it at the beginning. Like they created a situation where people who watched it like me could have actually like been surprised, and
Mm.
I loved
So-
it. I loved the way that I saw it.
And see, what Star Wars did very well was they created TV series to go in between movies. So, like, the correct chronological order is between the second and third movie, the Clone Wars start. When Anakin is Anakin, and we know who he becomes. We just didn't realize how powerful he was. And then they introduced his apprentice, who happened to be Ahsoka, and she's just as rough and tumble as he is. She's so badass that when they saw her and they brought her in, they're like, "Oh, Anakin, we got an apprentice for you. You think you're bullheaded? We got one worse than you." And she became his apprentice. And that story, how it unfolds and how the Republic fell, is like one of the most beautiful tales I've ever told. Because it was one person knew the truth and nobody else did. No one else was in on the plan but one person.
And Darth Vader is arguably one of the greatest villains in cinema history. In the history of cinema, he's one of the he's considered one of the greatest villains. And for Disney to take that story, because it was such a big turn, and because of the impact that Star Wars had, he's probably the most known villain. Maybe outside, like maybe Jason from Friday the 13th.
No,
maybe. That's what I'm saying. Like when you think about villains, like your top tier, most known, that spans generations. It's hard to beat Darth Vader.
Because he did. Why though? I need more.
Because he did it. Because he did the Force choke. He did the Force choke. What other? Because
of James Earl Jones.
Yeah,
that's
so
why.
People were generals. No. So generals were like. So other people in the Empire. Because you understand, Anakin when he lost his body parts. And the Emperor put him back together, he lost some of his force too, because the force lane moves through natural bodies. So he wasn't as powerful as he probably could have been if he was still human. But since he didn't have legs, he didn't really have part of his chest, and he's mostly robot, that they thought they could pick on him. They're like, "Oh, because you're special, because the Emperor loves you. You're like the Emperor's bodyguard. You don't have any office. He's last of like that generation, like because the Emperor is a Sith Lord." And so he would just force choke people. Like, what? You talking shit? Boom. Force choking, you're dead.
I thought he only did that once, or maybe
he did it a couple of times. But when he pulled out a lightsaber on you, you knew everything he put a lightsaber on, he killed.
I forget these details of Star Wars because I only watched it once, and that was like 10 years ago ish.
And it doesn't hit the same.
Remember though?
Yeah.
Is the red guards, the red.
the Imperial Guard.
Imperial Guard.
Imperial Guard.
High Imperial. They're high Imperial Guards.
Yeah. High Emperor Guard. And I was like, even at the moment, I was like, this is a lot of red. Like, what's going on with these guys? Like, why are they
so weird?
What are they doing?
Why are they wearing these red dresses?
Where the fuck did they go? Because they just went around the back, but there's no exit there.
It's so weird. They did a lot of weird stuff with that series.
And also, I love you, Anakin. And he's like, what did he say? Me too, or thank you. There's classic terrible.
There's horrible lines.
Oh, I know. He said, I know. And I was like, what?
Yeah. No, the time when he looked at Padme.
Yeah,
and he goes, "You're so beautiful." She goes, "Cause I love you." I was like, what? Why'd y'all edit that together? She's beautiful because he said she's beautiful. She says, "It's cause I love you." Doesn't make sense. Doesn't even make sense. Makes no
Wait,
sense.
but then did he say, "I know"? Because I remember he said, "I know."
He did it later on. He did it later.
No, no, that was Han and Leia.
Han and Leia.
I love you. She said, "I love you." And Han was like, "I know."
I know. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
That with his character, that makes total sense. I could have sworn it was Anakin
because he's a scoundrel.
But think about the turns that the original Star Wars had, especially with arguably the greatest Star Wars movie of all time, which is Empire Strikes Back. You find out like in the beginning, you're looking at Luke, and he's got this boyish crush on Leia. You know, he's all protective and is boyish.
And she kisses him.
And then, she's kissing him in the mouth and all. And then the second episode is like, wait a minute, that's your sister?
He finds out it's his sister.
I don't feel like I ever got an explanation for that one. Why?
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird.
Because she's the princess. She's the princess. She's leading the rebellion.
Did they never give an explanation, though? Because we all...
Well, yeah, I mean, the explanation is that Vader is his dad.
Vader's
and that's
the dad.
just such a mind blow. Like, you got to keep in mind, like, there's no social media or nobody leaking endings and stuff. Like, this is back in the early 80s when Empire came out. So when it was revealed that Vader was Luke's dad, people lost their shit.
They did.
Like, Like, you know how much of a
Cause
that is?
Luke was the poor white guy, the poor white kid, you know, who's
Moisture farmer.
moisture farming. Then this Jedi that happens to evade getting killed says, "Hey, you're the chosen one. You're really strong. I feel the force in you. I'm going to train
Yeah,
you."
a crazy
And he said, "I'm
old
going to
dude in the
train
desert
you
tells
to
him
kill
that.
the other most badass person in the force, and that's Darth Vader." And
Yeah,
then
which you
then
don't
he
even
meets him,
realize that that's his
and
sensei.
that's his,
Like, he was his sensei. Like, it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's
Like, you
crazy.
find out
Like,
that
if you think
Obi-Wan
about it,
taught Vader.
yeah,
And then Obi-Wan
it's
sends Luke to
dope.
go kill Vader, and Vader's like, "I'm your dad." And that girl that you in love with, the princess that wants to take over and be the ruler of the New Republic, that's
Yeah,
your
that she was
sister.
kissing in the mouth. That's your sister.
That's your
That's
sister. And I'm gonna cut your hand off. I'm gonna
Yeah,
cut your
and then
hand off.
and then he jacked Luke up, dog.
Jacked him up.
That's why
Jacked him
Empire
up.
is dope.
It's so
Empire
good.
is
That's the best movie
Empire
in the
is
series.
dope.
People, that's it. You had to have the New
Empire's
Hope because
dope.
New Hope is strong too. Because when Vader hops on the ship, everybody's like, "Oh shit!" It's like Omar's coming. Omar's coming.
Yeah,
And that's what
it's
made
one of
Vader
the
bad.
it's one of the greatest sequels ever. Like,
Mhm.
can you think of anything that's a better sequel other than the
and it's half a
Godfather?
movie. It's only half a movie.
Yeah.
It's only
Think of
half
something that has
movie.
that's a better sequel. I challenge the chat. Think of a better sequel outside of Godfather and outside of Empire Strikes Back. Think of a better sequel. It's tough
It's tough.
because
It's a really good
because of the
sequel.
sophomore jinx. Most
I
of
do
it
know. I
flipped the
do
end.
know
Mhm.
that Toy Story was rated better on Rotten Tomatoes as the best trilogy of all time.
That may
but
be
I-
true.
as all three, I might argue with that. Yeah,
yeah, no,
Because
it's supposed to be
it's flawless
the
on all
best
three.
rated trilogy of all time. Like way above
It's
Lord of the
hard to
Rings,
argue
way above
against
Star
it.
Wars, everything.
Beverly Hills
but
Cop
I don't
2.
know. What is it?
I
What's
said
that?
Beverly Hills Cop 2. Another
Beverly Hills
48
Cop 2.
hours. I'm just messing
Yeah.
with you.
But you know what though? But you said something that may rival it. The Two Towers, for Lord of the Rings was
No.
really good.
Nope. Nope.
It was
I tried
good.
to like Lord of the Rings,
But it
I
wasn't-
don't
but it
know,
wasn't
it's
better
just
than the first
boring to
Nope.
me. I don't know
The
why.
second
And I
movie
love
was all
fantasy.
walking.
I love fantasy.
They just
Why
walked the
did it
whole
not
entire
connect
second
with me?
movie. They walked. It was just
Yo,
walking.
it's hard to find something that's better than Empire. I'm telling you, like the two golden gems is Godfather 2, which is arguably better than 1 in Empire. What else is there? Defunct
Defunct
just
said
said,
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
2.
2.
Is that the one where he
Nah,
snaps in the
nah.
street?
It's good.
No, that's
2 is
Spider-Man
really
3. When he
good.
put on the black
Nah,
suit,
that one was
he
Yeah.
put on the
crazy.
Venom suit, turned black.
Spider-Man 2 is
dancing,
good,
Venom.
but it ain't on that level.
Nah, it's
It
not.
ain't on that level.
It's not.
Next Friday, and Friday after next.
Paul, I don't know. Next Friday was good though, but I would think it was.
It wasn't better than the
It
original
was
Friday.
better. It wasn't bad. I won't put it against like Empire Strikes Back is better than A New Hope.
Yes. Yeah. I
Better
mean,
than
it's the greatest movie in the Star Wars franchise.
It is the greatest movie in the
Bar
Star Wars
none.
franchise. You know, and that's the upper
Empire.
level of good.
I don't want
It's
to
the
sound
upper level
crazy.
good.
I don't want to
Yeah.
sound crazy, but
Mhm.
don't you
Okay.
think like some of the Marvel movies are better? I feel like it's
But as a
my-
part
Sequel
two,
as a sequel as a part
yeah,
two.
as a sequel. Yeah, because
Wait, no,
Endgame
Thor,
is
though. Thor has
arguably
3 of them.
is probably a top 10
Amazing.
movie
I'm
of
not
all
saying
time.
the story of
Thor,
Thor was
I think Thor 3 is better than Thor 2, and Thor
I agree
2
with that.
and
Thor
Thor
3 was
1. Thor 1 was a weak movie. It was a weak movie.
But it started off and Chris Hemsworth.
No, the MCU is dope though.
Great.
I mean, you got to look at the MCU as a total body of work, and there's nothing like it ever in the history of cinema. Nothing.
Yeah, 22 films, right?
Yeah,
21, 22 films.
there's nothing like the MCU. I mean, we
let's
cinematic history.
let's think about what Star Wars is, because Star Wars is the start of this. Nothing like Star Wars too, because Star Wars is not only 9 movies; it's a
Wait a
bunch of
minute.
TV shows.
Yeah, but now they keep
Yo,
making
Defunct had
movies
a
and
really good.
They feel the same every single time. Like I'm with you guys.
Yeah,
I'll listen you. I'll hear you out with the first few movies, but now it's just like this.
You talking about Star Wars?
Yeah, it's just
the
like
movies
yeah.
are trash.
What even was the name of the last one? I watched it and I was
The movies
like,
are
what
trash.
is-
They're
It's-
selling
it's-
merch.
it's
now.
called
They're
trash.
selling
It's
merch
called
and
trash.
And
video
everybody
games.
liked Rogue One, but I was like, this is
That's
just
trash
a war
too.
movie.
I think that's
Well, it's a
trash.
remake.
It's a war movie. I
It's a
don't
remake.
feel like
Trash,
I don't.
too.
This is not pandering to
The
the
Han
nerds.
Solo movie. Trash.
I want to tip my hat to Defunct because he said Winter Soldier is definitely better than Cap 1.
Cap 1 is not a strong movie though. Cap 1 is all right. It's in the same category as
alright.
Thor 1. It's
It's
same
alright,
same
but-
category as Thor
but
1.
it is
That's the
better.
foundation.
It
It
is
is
better.
better.
But Thor 2 is
Dang.
better than Thor
I
1.
agree with
bathroom.
Winter
I'll be right
Soldier is
back.
better. I think almost all of the Marvel movies have progressively gotten better.
They
than
have gotten better.
They have just ascended.
But they,
No, and like
but
what,
a lot of
what was the last
introduction.
one? Endgame. Endgame was fucking crazy. Endgame was so
It
good.
was good.
I loved it.
I
I
get it.
literally cried in the movie. I'm like, it's
A lot of people
super
cry
good.
because they spent 20 years watching it. It was
Mm,
20
yeah.
years watching it. You're gonna cry at anything in 20 years.
Yeah, but the way they came in, it's like
Yeah, we
friendship,
saw them. We were like, oh my God, they're
family.
all back. I love all
Yeah,
these characters. They
yeah.
my best friends for
That guy
20
too. I remember
years.
that guy. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
good.
good. It
And
was
then they
good.
made it into memes.
Ooh.
And then it was
The
like Biden, and it was just I don't know. Come on, Thor
Mhm.
2, you're trolling. No, no, Thor 2 was okay. All of the Thors were great. I love them. The first one, I think it
I
was
like Thor 3
abs-
over all of them though.
yeah,
Thor
Thor
was-
3 is easily the best.
it was
Ragnarok,
because they're
but
fun. They're just fun.
Thor 2 was better for sure. I think it was better than 1, right?
I think
Wait,
so.
what happened in Thor 2 though? I just remember Thor 1 being like pretty weak. Other than me starting the movie and being like, who the fuck did they cast as this like fucking big ass white guy with blonde hair, like whatever. And then by the end of it, I was like, I love him.
Okay. The funk, you may have killed it right there. Before a series by Richard Linklater. That may be one of the best series of all time, best trilogies. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset. I forgot what the third one is.
I'm not familiar.
Oh
What's
man,
it about?
it's just two people talking, and it's so before midnight. It is amazing. So this man meets this woman on a train, and they go into a city in France. I think they might have went into Paris, and he looks to her and says, "Get off the train with me. Hang out with me before sunrise." And they walk around the city.
He says to her, "Hang out with me." Okay.
Hang out with me before sunrise, and she's like, "All right." Prague is in Prague, then Paris, then Athens. So Prague, and they walk through the city just talking to each other, and it's good. It's so good. It is so good.
I'm into your enthusiasm, and I want to watch it. Can someone send me a link so I can figure out how to watch this later? Because that energy alone is going to
It is so good. It's just a conversation. It's a very human movie of two people getting to know each other over one night.
Wait, is it like Pig? Because I think
I haven't seen Pig.
Suggested Pig in the chat, and I was like, I'm gonna see. And I watched it with my boyfriend. I fell asleep immediately, and then he was just like, it was fucking stupidest movie I've ever seen. It was just about a pig, and then so he was pissed off about Pig. Defunk. Okay.
But Defunk loves Pig.
In your defense, you don't have to say anything. In your defense, he later came back to me like a couple weeks later, and he's like, I'm still thinking about that movie Pig. And I was like, that means
Pig was a surprise for me. I'm kind of just jumping in on y'all. Pig was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be.
I was telling him that because you guys hyped up Pig on the show, I told my boyfriend that it was a good movie, and so I was like, you guys want to watch this? And so we watched it after that show that night. I fell asleep immediately, and he watched it, and he was really pissed off because it was like, this is the fucking stupidest movie ever. And then he tells me like 2 to 3 weeks later, he's like, I'm still thinking about that movie.
Yeah.
Which means it's a good movie.
That's a good movie. That's what I'm saying. If it still hangs with you and it's still in your spirit well after the fact, it's a good movie.
Before Sunrise is on Showtime. So if you have a Showtime,
you can watch it.
Before Sunrise, Before Sunset. Yeah, they're great.
I haven't watched that since I was in college.
And it's
Before
Ethan Hawke.
Where? How do I watch it? Wait.
I'll put it in the chat. But if you have,
I at least need like a director or something.
Yeah.
You know what else I was thinking?
Ethan Hawke
was a really good. That's a really good.
They actually age, so they actually do it in real time. So they're young and they act like young people. Then they're older, middle aged. Then they're older adults, and they just age and they talk. It's like they just keep meeting back up.
I haven't seen it in years, like decades, literally decades. I haven't seen it.
It's good.
Have you guys?
I might have to run that back.
Have you guys seen any recent movies that were like old classics but have aged terribly?
Oh, it aged terribly. Pretty much everything of the 80s. Pretty much everything.
Man, everything's bad.
I never seen the movie. It was with what's his face? He never ages. White guy that never aged. Jared Leto, and it was about drug use.
Dallas, not the Dallas. It is the Dallas movie with Matthew McConaughey, right?
Yeah.
Wait, no. He's like he keeps stealing a TV from his own mother. Selling
Train Spotting. No, he was in Train Spotting.
No, he wasn't. You think it's Ewan McGregor?
Yeah.
No, it's I feel like Defunk is gonna come in once our time lag.
No,
once he catches up to our timeline, he'll figure out what I'm talking about.
He always.
Jared Leto. He's a drug addict. He steals a TV from his mother. Takes it to the pawn shop. Oh damn.
Requiem for a Dream. Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, Requiem. You're talking about Requiem.
Requiem for a
Is
Dream.
that it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that movie. I haven't
Does it
seen
still
it.
hold up? I haven't seen it.
I haven't
Oh
seen it in
no,
20 years.
It doesn't hold up anymore?
It does not hold up.
doesn't
It
hold
does
up?
not
Requiem for
hold
a
up.
Dream.
Well,
Because
maybe
I watched it because my friend was like, "It's the best fucking movie." Wait, I don't know if it's Requiem for a Dream. That doesn't.
It's Dallas
like
Buyers Club. You might think of Dallas.
No,
Buyers
it's not
Club.
that either. It's not that. It might be Requiem for a Dream, but it's not. It's like look up fucking Jared Leto's like.
Yeah, it is Requiem for a Dream. Jared
Is
Leto.
it okay?
Yeah.
It's
Where
terrible.
where
It's fucking
He
horrible.
drills
It
his
was-
head.
Well, it has shock value. You got to keep in mind it's the shock value. It's the quick cuts because we weren't really used to those type of cuts. And then during the time when it's lighting and opening the doors and turning the knob and sliding the lock, like all those quick cuts, that was a thing that nobody had ever seen. And then of course there's the dildo scene that people.
Wait, I gotta search it.
it's
Requiem.
And also
people couldn't get the dildo scene out of their head, and it like emotionally scarred a lot of people, and that's why it's like so beloved.
and it's
because
also
of the shock
what
value.
Requiem for a Dream was, right? It was that this reality is not really real.
No, it was about drug use. It wasn't about fucking.
No, that's Requiem.
Yeah, they did a lot of drugs. Him
Let-
and,
let-
I
Leto
don't
was in
think this is a
Requiem.
movie. I don't think this is a movie. I don't think this is a movie.
was Marlon Wayans in
Well,
it?
he also did Dallas Buyers Club too.
Dallas Buyers Club was him on drugs too.
Yeah, he. I mean,
Him
he
on a lot
plays
of drugs.
He plays a drugged out dude very well.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
that's the reason why his Joker
he was basically
trash.
like a heroin addict. I don't know what the
Yeah,
hell
that's
he
probably
is.
Dallas Buyers Club. Then that's probably Dallas Buyers.
No,
Club.
Requiem.
it
He was
wasn't that either.
Requiem. He
This
was.
movie was so fucking devoid of substance, and this is like seen.
That's
People,
right.
I heard about this movie. I heard about this movie a lot, you know, and I never seen it, but a friend of mine, like a few years ago, was like, "Oh my god, you never seen that movie? It's so good! Like you cannot miss out on it." I was like, "Okay." I mean, like, it's like, you know, I heard about it, but like, he's like, "It's culturally important. You need to see it." I was like, "Okay, you got me. I'll watch it." And then I watched it, and it is literally just a movie about Jared Leto being addicted to heroin and then getting fucked up, and then his mother gets addicted to Adderall.
Yeah, that's Requiem. That's
Is
Requiem.
it?
for a
Okay,
Dream,
okay,
yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
Requiem.
And it's all
Yeah.
about drug addiction, but it's from this like really fucking stupid like 90s lens where it's like crack an egg into a pan and this
Mhm.
is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
Yeah,
this is
it's
I
plain.
just don't think this is a good portrayal of drug use. Like, okay, it's not good for you, but also like it was the moral of the story was drugs fucking destroy everything and that there is
Everything.
no possible way to engage in it in any way that doesn't completely annihilate the fucking globe. And it was so traumatizing. It was so horrible to watch. And I just felt so fucking affected negatively by it for so long.
But
And then
that's why
also
it's a hit.
offended
Yeah,
because I'm
but
like,
that's why it was a hit. Because that emotional discharge that you're having right now is the
it felt
reason
manipulative.
why.
It felt manipulative
the
because
reason why it did so well.
it's not fair to people who are addicted to drugs to demonize them. I'm like, I was thinking like this is something that people need help with. But we
Yeah.
portrayed addicts as if they were just fucking scum of the earth.
Yeah,
and I was
we
like,
do.
this is fucked up. This is unkind. This isn't productive. And I was just like, this movie is fucking trash. Like
you
I
didn't-
felt manipulated by it.
You
because I
didn't
did
grow up
feel
in the
bad for a long
90s as
time.
a teenager.
Yeah, I was just about to say we
Yeah.
grew up in Nancy Reagan's
We grew up
Just
in
Say
the
No.
Just Say No campaign.
And this was a bit
we grew up
of
with Dare and
a
drugs.
thumbing of the
That's what-
nose to it in a sense, so you
Yeah.
can get more like a ground level view of what the drug world was back then. Like you got to keep in mind, like this came out like in 2000, if I remember. I think
No,
we
not
were
it had to
just
be
at
older
the
than
end.
that because I feel like
It
that
came out in like 2000, but because I was in college when I watched it. I do remember that I was definitely in college when I watched it, or just out of college, one of the two. But there wasn't like any heavy drug movies that were on that level. That's what I'm saying. It was the shock value. That's why it may not hold up because the story may not be good. And then what if you rely on like a gimmick to make your movie
like
legendary?
Trainspotting.
Once the gimmick runs out, they don't last. They just.
So you're saying it was gimmicky because of like the quick cuts and the
Yeah.
shock?
It was visually something you've never seen before.
Yeah, it was very like
and it was very in your face with the dildo scene and the quick cuts. And those are
What
the
happened in
things
the Dildo scene?
that
I actually don't remember that part.
oh wow, it's probably one of the more memorable parts of the movie is when one of the young ladies in the movie just loses it and gives her body away as a result to her addiction, and there's like a double dildo scene and she's smacking butts with another girl. So you have to keep in mind this is 2000, and they're like, you can see that on like regular FX right now, right? You can go on Hulu and watch something like that. But back then, seeing that type of graphic level of cinematography was jarring.
You know, it doesn't hold up at all.
I feel like it was a theme in the 90s because I also watched the movie Moulin Rouge recently, and that was just as
you didn't like that? You didn't think that one holds up? The music?
It was
it's a musical. It's a musical.
It's trash.
I mean,
like
all right.
Chicago.
No, if you're saying that now, you have to rewatch it. It is fucking weird.
It doesn't hold up.
No, it doesn't because it just feels like you're fucking on acid, but also speed at the same time, which are two great things, but separate. You know, like.
Yeah.
But that's Lars. That's what Lars does.
Fucking weird. It was just.
It is weird. It was surreal.
Like there was like a discontinuity through the whole thing. And then on top of that, like everything was like the movie was not really about drug use. It was about like this love affair and this you know, a brothel and like a stage, like a, you know, a show setting. I don't know what the fuck the name is, but it's all about like quick cuts to like it just doesn't make any. It's disorienting.
That's Bears Larman. That's Bears Larman.
Is it the same guy? Because I felt like there was
Baz Luhrmann did that. He did Moulin Rouge and he did Romeo and Juliet.
And Requiem for a Dream?
No, he didn't do Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, okay.
But that Romeo and Juliet he did was dope.
Dope. I still think it's dope.
That one was dope.
When I watched those two movies, I was like, okay, the 90s was fucking weird. Everybody was like spazzed. Everybody was on drugs, but everybody made each other feel bad about being on drugs. Which I know those two movies combined together, I passed some judgment on people in the 90s. But
I tell you, man, we're the just say no generation. We're already
locking up everybody. People are getting 20 years for a little
scarred.
Turns out it wasn't even effective.
Not at all.
It was effective for different reasons. It wasn't effective
to get black men
the citizens of the country.
Yeah.
But it was highly effective if
literally
you were trying to get rid of certain groups of people.
Black men are getting out of prison today from being locked up in the 90s for having an ounce of weed on them.
I hear you. However, I'm gonna resist going down that path because you know you'll take me there. I can check this with you. But what was
go down the rabbit hole? Grab you like you're coming down this rabbit hole with me.
What was the other movie? I said Requiem for a Dream, and then what was the other movie that he talked? Wait, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, Lars did.
Romeo and Juliet was dope.
Then
because
Bolio
it was a retelling.
Cool. Like
it was a retelling of something that you're already familiar with and that you were forced to read in high school and you weren't necessarily feeling it. They brought in Leonardo DiCaprio and pistols.
Yes.
It was like Romeo and Juliet.
Claire Danes is
They read his script. Did they read like?
And they had John Legat.
Yeah, it was read. It was read in the old Shakespearean way. But it's not word for word though. It's not 100% word for word. I don't think it is.
No, when Tibble lays on when he comes out of the gas station and he pulls the pistols, it says Capulet on the bottom of the pistols.
And it says sword on the side of it. I was like,
it's so
that's
good.
How you do Romeo and Juliet. They made Romeo and Juliet gangster.
They did. It was so lush. And it's lush because what Lars does is lush shows. You know, the colors are going to be popping. It's going to be a lot of feathers and fur and velvet and stuff. It's like all royal. That's what he does when he does movies. And it just stuck. I was like, man, I watched that movie a million times. I wonder if that
still holds up. Does it still hold up?
Yes. I haven't seen it in 10 years, but I saw it 10 years ago. And I was like, this is a dope movie still. Because it's Romeo and Juliet.
And I was resistant too. When it first came out, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to watch that. I was like, I had to force read myself to when I was a kid reading that. And I didn't see it in the theater, but I did see it on video. And I was like, I wished I saw it in the theater.
I saw it in the theater. Yeah, good.
I wish I saw it in the theater.
So good.
Funk just said that Darren Aronofsky, Requiem for a Dream, but also Black Swan.
Pie is dope. Pie is good. Pie put Aronofsky on the map. The Fountain's a little bit out there. No, just Pie. It's about this mathematician that has this weird thing growing
Our
out
mathematician's
of his skull.
he's the guy that
And
puts
he-
the drill in his head.
he- Yeah, he cracks pie and it makes him crazy. And he ends up, he puts a drill in his head. And once again, shock value. It's shock value. And
Like,
and
the
it was
world
pie when he first brought out those quick cuts.
Yeah.
You know, those quick cuts. And then it became like the standard for like early 2000 cinema. He set the tone for that. It was Aronofsky. But Aronofsky's kind of weird. And he's really gets weird when you see the fountain. The fountain's like
the fountain, stuff. As in like what's her Atlas Shrugged, Ayn Rand fountain?
No.
Yeah, it's like this. It's hard to even explain, actually. I'm sure the Funk could probably do it. But then he redeemed himself when he did Black Swan. Because he kind of went off the cliff after he did the fountain, and people were like, yo, you a little out there. But then he did the Wrestler. And I want to say the Wrestler ended up getting nominated for a couple of Oscars. I don't know if it won. And it had it was like the last big hurrah of what's that dude's name? The druggy dude, the guy that played the Wrestler. It's pocked face dude. Fuck, I can't think of his name. Well, anyways, he's just a really weird director, but that's why he's good.
Yeah, he's really weird. But Pie is like, it's the
what was the name of that?
It's like we're living
Andy
in a
Rourke.
simulation.
I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Andy Rourke. I think that was his name.
If you want to watch a fun movie, watch Friday. Friday still holds up.
That Friday is always great. Friday is a great movie.
Friday's dope.
I feel like I've seen that a few times, even just in the last year. It's so good. It's so good. All right. Well, that feels like a good note to end it on because it is Friday and Friday stays fresh. It stays good, especially today because it is Syntell's birthday.
Yes, it is.
I hope you have a great rest of the day and weekend. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys for joining us. Apologies for being late, but you fucking deal with it. I just got here and then we're gonna start on my time. Also, I thank you. All right, guys. I guess we will see you all of our friends in the chat on Monday.
Thank you so much. Yo, we put in some work on this. This was nice.
We did.